And I remember we roll up and we like L'd the outside of a compound, breach went off, and there was a bucket of either gasoline or propane pretty proximal to the breach. So when it went off, it sprayed it everywhere.
Ooh, yeah.
And I've never been a firefighter, so I've never really seen a house kind of go up, but the blackness of the smoke. And of course, looking back at this, the people that we were, I don't even remember who we were after, but I can tell you right now, they didn't rise to any occasion where any of us should have gone inside of that building.
Yeah.
So of course we all ran in.
Yeah. Kicked in the doors.
I'm like upstairs and it is so dark. Like I've always, up until this point, you hear like, well, if your house is on fire, just get out.
Yeah.
I couldn't see shit. I was crawling on the floor to find the stairs, like watching the black smoke come and breathing it into. And I get down the stairs and it's the same thing. And as I run out, there is a fucking propane tank where the outside of the propane tank is on fire. Ooh. That we all ran past on the way in. Great situational awareness, right?
Wow.
So we just got out of there, and I guess, from the ISR platforms, they're just like, what's happening? Because it's just
Dude, that's crazy.
And I couldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
There could have been a tiger walking around in that room, and I wouldn't have known it because I couldn't see anything. Yeah. So when you were telling that story, because I didn't know the specifics, I'm like, oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's scary too. It's super scary.
I remember going up the stairs and I made a left and I got about 4 steps and I literally just fell to the floor. I'm like, I have to retrace my steps now.
Wow.
So obviously we're outside, we're like head
nods, lasers.
Oh, everything.
Oh, so you're blacked out. You
oh,
can't
dude,
see
it was done.
Yeah.
And we get back out, and of course, the only thing we need is a head count because we're getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But that was one of the most bizarre experiences that I ever had. It's the only time I went into a building like that. But yeah, I can only imagine trying to go and take a breath to run back inside to try to get people out.
Yeah, that's how Ambassador Stevens was killed.
Really?
Smoke inhalation. So when I deployed in October to Libya, the State Department now was big on looking at the circumstance. They were finally paying attention. And we hit the ground and we were looking at crisis action plans and, hey, how can we mitigate this? And one of the ways one of the tactics they used was the tires. They were throwing the tires.
Which is the most horrendous smoke ever.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, because I've seen it all. I've seen it in Yemen. I've ran over tires that are trying to burn in front of us at checkpoints. But it's common in the Middle East, in Africa, and they lit the tires on fire and pushed them through the slats in the compound walls that there were bars. So you couldn't
they wedged them.
They wedged them through there and then set them on fire and basically, willed the tires inside. But that smoke inhalation is what cost Ambassador Stevens his life. And, unbeknownst to the popularity of all the circulation of bullshit about him being, raped and mutilated, none of that's true. He died of smoke inhalation. In fact, the picture that you see of him being pulled out, people would think those are the terrorists. Those are actually good people
trying to
help him. Inherently the Libyan people are actually super friendly, but AQAP, remnants of terrorist organizations come in there and try to occupy that vacuum that was left behind. But they were trying to help him, and then he was evacuated, and he died of smoke inhalation. And man, I can't. That's scary, man.
You can see it in that picture. He's so ashen and discolored.
Yeah.
I think I would imagine if I had stayed standing, I probably a couple good breaths of that probably would have gone out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you lose. And the thing is, that's what happens. You lose consciousness,
and then you're stuck in it.
And then you're breathing it, and then basically your oxygen levels go to nothing, and then you just pass away. You go to sleep and you never wake up again.
No thanks.
Yeah, no.
Hot tip to people. Hot tip. If you see a propane tank that is burning on the outside, maximize your distance from that propane tank.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is people, like with special operations, the reeds, palm trees, and smoke of any kind, you can't see through night vision and lasers. You get your infrared light will not cut through that.
Actually, if you turn it on, you're going to see less.
Yeah, you'll see less. Like, it just blinds you.
Yeah.
And then white light does the same thing, so you're blind. You're just in darkness as well.
Yeah, you get about $50,000 worth of gear on you, and it doesn't work.
It's all useless. It's crazy, man. OIF1, man. I wish I got some of that.